Hey guys, sorry we had to come back to you. We're back here at the Roman harbor in Attila.
With a quick message.
Yeah, with a very quick message. We weren't planning on having to do this, but we've had something happen that hasn't happened to us before on this channel, and we know that it's happened for a reason. We've never had a strike on our channel before. Well, we were threatened today by YouTube, and I'll cut in the letter here in a minute, or the email that YouTube sent us. We were threatened because of some content that we had posted up on our YouTube page. The content specifically was dealing with the abomination that causes desolation. Now, you will find the link for some of this material in the video, the shortened version that we've got on the YouTube page right now, the abomination that causes desolation. But that wasn't the one we got a strike for, or we got removed, the content pulled from the channel. They told us, I need to correct that, if it happened again, they would give us a strike. Obviously, because most of you guys are coming here to get content that you're not going to get anywhere else, I don't think, or not too many other places on YouTube are going to put the stuff we're putting up, because we're not trying to make money, and we're not trying to get anything in this world other than attention. We want attention. There's a reason we want attention, because we're trying to save people. That's the whole point of attention. We don't want this channel to be removed and everybody to just kind of be scattered. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to post some links up here to go to our backup channels. We're going to have at least one, maybe I'll put two up, I don't know yet, but I'm going to put these backup channels there, and I'm going to put most of this content up. The video that we got flagged for, and why we're sending this to you, and why it's so urgent, and why we came back unplanned right now to do this message, is because the video we got flagged for, again, has content concerning the abomination that causes desolation. This is something everybody needs to know, right?
It's very important.
If you don't know this, if you do not share this information, and you claim to be a believer of the truth, and you claim to be a believer in the real God of the universe, the real God of the Bible, the God of Israel, the real God, Jesus Christ, who died for all of us and rose from the dead, who is not in the underworld, that's Osiris. If you believe that, you've been fooled just like we all were. He's not in the underworld. Jesus Christ is up in the universe. He's up in the sky above. That is what they're calling UFOs. That's not the man-made UFOs. That's what they're calling the real flying saucers. They're not flying saucers. They are wheels of fire. Go to Daniel chapter 7, you will see. That's what's coming back.
How long do you think we've been visited for? Is this since, it seems like flying saucer, the idea of the flying saucer seems to be a sort of post-war phenomenon. Do you think it's the last century, or do you think it goes back further than that?
Fantastic question. Let me share with you an experience that I had at in Rome not too long ago. I had the honor and pleasure of sitting down with some individuals that were out of the Vatican. And there was a scroll, and in this scroll it was written in Latin, and it was a communique between a Roman soldier and a Roman general, some 2,000 years ago. And what they described in this communique was the name for the Roman shield is eclipus, means like eclipse, like a sun. And so they described these flaming Roman shields in the sky that would follow them from battle space to battle space. So it is quite possible we are dealing with something that could be potentially, not necessarily even from outer space.
That's why so much activity right now around all of this is they know that their time is running out. And what I mean by I mean the people in the United States that have done this, the small group that's working with Donald Trump, they know. That's why the book of Daniel chapter 11 tells you that they take intelligence with those that forsake the holy covenant. The holy covenant they forsake was that covenant that God established after Noah came out of the ark. These people they're going to try to murder all of us for telling you the truth, and they're going to try to get off the planet. That's what it boils down to. That's why they're removing our content. That's why we're coming to you to warn you about this. If you don't know what the abomination of desolation is, go watch our video. Go watch it now. Make copies of it. Share it with as many people as you can. Put yourself into our backup channel. We are fighting against right now a very sophisticated, it appears to be, artificial intelligence program out there that's most likely being run on behalf of Peter Thiel or Elon Musk. I know this sounds crazy, but it's not. It's true. We sent a video to someone that we trusted.
To a very specific person.
To a very specific person. And I'm going to warn you now. I don't know that he's the person that turned us into YouTube, but here's the problem. The video that I shared with him was a private or an unpublished link. It had no views. It was sent to him out of love and concern because we were genuinely concerned about this
Just
man.
to him, nobody else.
Nobody else. Since 2015, this man had been calling Donald Trump the Antichrist. This man's channel, again, I can't tell you for sure that he's the one that flagged it, but I don't see how or why they would have reviewed our content and pulled it for what they called medical misinformation because we discussed the COVID-19 vaccine. I don't see how that could have been the case unless he had flagged it and reported it. The reason I'm warning you about this person is this person claims to be a believer in Jesus Christ, but when you listen to what he's telling you the opposite of what the Bible tells you. He tells you not to pray for the governments. He tells you not to pray for anybody in position of power. Complete contradiction to 1 Timothy chapter 2 that tells us to pray for all of our leaders. He tells us the same New World Order garbage that, they're all trying to get you to believe right now. They all want you to think you're doing right by revolting against the government. Mm-hmm. They all want you to think that there's some supernatural devil that's in charge here on this earth. There isn't. When Satan in I believe it was Luke, in Satan in the Gospel of Luke tells Jesus the glory of the kingdoms are his, the devil's, it just means that. It means people have to obey that in the natural world to have the power of the kingdoms. It doesn't mean, though, that they're sovereign. God established every kingdom on this earth, the real God of the Bible, the real Father, the real Jesus Christ the Son. There's nothing happening on earth that God doesn't allow to happen. He has ordained it and allowed it. You cannot rebel against your governments. You can't do that for any reason. The only thing we're supposed to do is render unto them what's theirs. That's what Jesus Christ told us, and to render unto God what's God's. They have no right to force us against our will to put anything in our body. Our body is the temple of God. God made us to live in. He wanted to live in us. God's love, and He's truth, and He put life in us. He lives in our heart when we obey the gospel of Jesus Christ. This is His temple. They don't have a right to do anything to it. That's the only thing we've maintained the whole time, is it is your choice. You don't have to take the abomination that causes desolation. You don't have to put that stuff in you. If you're doing it because you want something in this world. They're threatening you with a job or something else. Let them threaten you. Big deal. This world's going to be over soon anyways. It's not worth it. If you know that's what it is, don't do it. That's the only thing we've told you the whole time, but at the same time, you don't disobey them. You don't go and try to fight against the government, or you don't rabble-rouse. We're told not to go protest, not to do things like this. This is what the apostles warned us about, not to be rioting with them people that riot in the daytime. They were always protesting stuff. That's what these false teachers are counting on. The person that we sent this video to warn him, he's been calling Donald Trump the Antichrist since 2015, his first one out there. He didn't have a problem with us warning him. He had a problem with what we showed him, what Jesus Christ showed me and her, the abomination of desolation is, what Donald Trump's really done, yeah, that's what this man had a problem with, because it has been done, and he thinks, Donald Trump thinks he's gotten away with it, and he's the only one that's smart enough to know what he's done completely. That's why it got removed. This isn't the first time. This is just the first time I've had a strike on my channel. There is a Reddit thread that's run by some anonymous person, Pat's Fan for Life 17. Yeah? Interesting name, and I'll get to it in a minute. This Reddit thread is called Trump 666, or Antichrist Trump 666. It's a Reddit thread. I tried to post some of this information almost, well, it was 8 months, 9 months ago, before we left Moscow. We tried to post on Reddit. This person on Reddit told me that I had to produce content, or else he would take me away from his channel. Yeah? This content I put up, he didn't want on his channel. When I put the content up there, he banned me immediately. It's the same thing. This second time this has happened with this other man on YouTube, Brother James. And I apologize, we have dogs barking and we have people moving around us right now, since what kind of wasn't planned. But nevertheless, this channel that we sent this information to on YouTube, this YouTube content creator, right? Brother James Key, yeah? And I hope that I'm wrong about this, but I don't think so. We sent him an email out of concern, and we sent him a link with the information to the abomination that causes desolation concerning Donald Trump and what Donald Trump's done. And I know, because the information in that video, Jesus Christ of Nazareth, he showed us through the Spirit of truth and through his words in the Bible. I know it's true. That man that we sent that to, whatever or whoever it is, he knows it's true too, and he doesn't want that out there.
You have to ask yourself why.
You have to ask yourself why, and why he's been calling Donald Trump the Antichrist since 2015. Why the person, the only one I know running Trump Antichrist 666 Reddit thread, Pat's Fan for Life 17, why he removed that same content, considering he's running a channel calling Trump the Antichrist.
Yeah, plus Brother James, he knows his Bible very well. So I don't understand why he keep calling Donald Trump Antichrist. Because I think Bible is pretty clear what Antichrist is.
Yes. The Antichrist is not one person. Trump is not the Antichrist. Trump is the mouthpiece for the Antichrist. He's the mouth of the beast. The beast is the Antichrist. The Antichrist is exactly what the Apostle John, what Jesus Christ tells us through the Apostle John. An Antichrist is anyone. There's only one definition. Don't let these false teachers lie to you and tell you it's somebody putting theirself in place of Christ. That's simply misdirection by them. Antichrist is anybody who denies Jesus Christ lives in us. That's an Antichrist. Anybody who denies the Father and the Son. John, in the first John chapter 3, he tells us, beloved, now we are the sons of God. Don't you understand that? You're a son of God if you're born of the Spirit of truth. You're born of water and of spirit. The water is just like every man on this earth is born. Yeah? From the very beginning, when God put life in the water on the first day, to us coming out of our mother's womb, every last person on this planet has to be born of water. Yeah? If they live. That doesn't mean you're born of God. Born of God is of the Spirit. That is something second. We are sons of men, but we become sons of God when we're born from the Spirit of God. That's the Spirit of truth. What? Sorry guys, we had to move. We just got moved from the place we were at. It was an empty restaurant, and I guess the manager of the place came and moved us. So So sorry about that. We're going to try to finish this up now. This was not something we had planned on doing. It was like, again, very unexpected, spur of the moment type of thing. So we're trying to find the right spot that we can do this. Anyways, what we've told you, where did we stop, by the way?
Yeah.
The bottom line, what we were discussing with Brother James Key was this. Brother James Key is who we sent a private link in a video file and a private link to. This couldn't have possibly had any views other than him. This man, if it was him, reported this to YouTube. YouTube, we'll post you the description in of the letter YouTube sent us concerning the content. It was specifically over the COVID-19 vaccine. Yeah. What I put in that video was nothing other than COVID-19 vaccine information that's on other websites, or not other websites, other YouTube channels. It was news channels.
News channel.
Yeah, news channels. So there was nothing like crazy that I posted in there concerning content from myself. I showed you the symbolism behind it. Anyways, the content that, like I said, what we discussed in that video, you can go and you need to go watch the abomination that causes desolation that I already posted up here on this channel. The content that we put in that video was stuff from other YouTube channels. It was some mainstream source.
Yes, it was some kind of some news channel.
It was nothing like we weren't telling people they're going to
controversial.
Yeah, we weren't. What is it? The big ones we've heard: graphene. It's not liquid metal. It's not not jellyfish DNA turning you into something immortal. It's nothing crazy like that. We simply put information in there from other providers on YouTube. Mm-hmm. This is like mainstream medical information on the vaccine, on who produced it, how Moderna made it. We had the CEO of Moderna discussing the artificial intelligence that they used, or the algorithms they used to design it. That was the CEO, or he was not CEO, he was the head of technology for Moderna. We had Dr. Ray Kurzweil, who was discussing the same thing. And this was from another content provider on YouTube. So this is all mainstream stuff from the companies themselves. The only thing in the video that we posted, sorry guys, again.
You have to move again.
I had to move again. The light went off, we've run out. The point is, this is really important that this goes up, because you're not going to get this information from what I've seen anybody else out there on YouTube. They're doing it for money, or they're doing it for some other more sinister reason. The reason he flagged, or whoever it was, flagged my video was not because there was medical misinformation in there. There's none. The medical information that's in that video comes from the head of technology of Moderna, period. He tells you they used their proprietary, apparently, artificial intelligence to design that vaccine. That's not controversy. That's a fact. That's according to them and according to Dr. Ray Kurzweil. That's not my opinion. The reason that video was flagged is because we showed you the symbolism behind that. We showed you why Donald Trump is always doing that with his hands. Mm-hmm. That's what it boils down to. We showed you what that right there
really means.
Yeah, by the way, look at how hard it is, how difficult it is to do that with your hands on the camera.
It's not hard for me.
Yeah, well, it's pretty hard for me to do that. Anyways, bottom line is, we showed you what that has to do with that vaccine and what that man has apparently done. And that is why it got flagged. There isn't a doubt in my mind. Is there a doubt in yours?
No.
The only time I've had any content flagged is when I've tried to show you what that triangle means from him. That's insane. The man has a giant freaking triangle on the front of his building in New York City. Wake up. That's what's going on. He thought he got away with doing this with nobody seeing him. Well, guess what? Somebody did see him. God seen him. Jesus Christ seen him, and he showed us. And now we're trying to show other people the truth here, and they're pulling the content down on the channel. You guys, if you don't understand what's happening, wake up, because you're running out of time. You've got to share that video with other people. We don't know what's about to happen, but we're guessing it's about to be not good in a very short period of time.
Right, and we don't know how long we will be able to make videos, and we don't know.
We keep telling you this. By next April, you'll understand you won't have a choice in the matter, because these people have set this thing up to go down the way we've warned you in that video. It's going down. We're going to post some more information that we have very soon. These people are going to lie to you about aliens, about UFOs, about blonde-headed, potentially it sounds like that's the direction they've made this go. This is insane. Blonde-headed hybrids walking around the planet. And from what we've seen,
it's working pretty good.
It's working pretty well. I just had a conversation a few weeks ago with an airline pilot locally here. Flies international, yeah? This man, him and his roommate.
Very educated guy.
Very educated guy, yeah. The roommate is a computer engineer, yeah. Works for the same airline. Telling me totally believed in the lizard conspiracy. They weren't kidding. We've had other people sit there and tell us they know it's that place in the desert that's done this. That group of people that we can't talk about on YouTube. Those people are in trouble. I've said this once already. They're going to get blamed for this too. Thanks.
Too many people are
unhappy with them and know that they've done it. Zelensky in the Ukraine, that's not a good look for them. Think about that. Everybody is pissed at him and blaming them for it. This is going back to them because of people like Jeffrey Epstein. And the fact Jeffrey Epstein was involved in funding the very scientists at Harvard and MIT that were working on the types of stuff to make these kind of Frankenstein viruses. That's what this plan was the whole time. It was to blame them. They made a scapegoat in the desert, and that's who's going to get blamed for it. The people trying to warn you like us out of concern, genuine concern, and love of the truth. The real Jesus Christ of the Bible, the real God of the universe who doesn't lie ever, and would forgive anybody of anything they've done short of what he's told us you can't do. Murder your brother. Yeah? Period. Blasphemy of the Holy Ghost. Murdering your brother. Lying to people that are simpler than you about the truth, about God, and about Jesus Christ. That he won't forgive because, well, you can figure it out yourself. The bottom line is, the God of the Bible, the real God of the universe, would forgive anybody of anything, and he never lies. He knows they're set up as scapegoats, and that's why he's got us trying to do what we're trying to do right now, warn you before it's too late. That video got flagged. The person who flagged it, I'm not sure is a real person.
We don't know.
We don't know.
It's very hard to tell nowadays.
We're entering an era in which our enemies can make it look like anyone is saying anything at any point in time.
Jordan Peele created this fake video of President Obama to demonstrate how easy it is to put words in someone else's mouth.
Moving forward, we need to be more vigilant with what we trust from the internet.
Not everyone bought it, but the technology behind such frauds is rapidly improving, even as worries increase about their potential for harm. This is your Bloomberg Quick Take on deepfakes. Deepfakes, or realistic-looking fake videos and audio, gained popularity as a means of adding famous actresses into porn scenes. Despite bans on major websites, they remain easy to make and find. They're named for the deep learning artificial intelligence algorithms that make them possible. Input real audio or video of a specific person, the more the better, and the software tries to recognize patterns in speech and movement. Introduce a new element like someone else's face or voice, and a deepfake is born.
It's actually extremely easy to make one of these things. There were just some breakthroughs from academic researchers who work with this particular kind of machine learning in the past few weeks, which would drastically reduce the amount of video you need actually to create one of these.
Programs like FakeApp, the most popular...
I'm going to show you something right here. This is all generated by AI. I want you to look carefully at if you haven't seen stuff like this before, you need to pay attention. This is all generated by AI. If you think you can spot a fake, you're kidding yourself. You have no idea what you're watching online. You have no idea who you're talking to when you speak with somebody through YouTube. You watch any content.
He's there, sir, on Scariff.
The original plans for this station are kept there, are they not?
Charmed to the last.
I will tell him that his patience with your misadventures has been rewarded with a weapon that will bring a swift end to the rebellion. I will tell him that his patience with your misadventures has been rewarded with a weapon that will bring a swift end to the rebellion.
The most popular
Video got flagged. The person who flagged it, I'm not sure is a real person.
We don't know.
We don't know.
It's very hard to tell nowadays because AI technology has been so sophisticated. You really don't know who you're talking to.
A little background. My wife, just for those of you who don't know us personally, my wife Anna, you went to school for engineering technology at the university, Moscow affiliated?
Yes.
Yeah, university. So we're background science. Where did I go to school?
University of Florida.
What did I study? Aerospace and mechanical engineering. What did I work most of my adult life?
In IT field.
Exactly.
So did I.
What was the last job you worked?
It was project manager. IT project
exactly.
manager. So
all of this stuff. This is more advanced than even we were aware of. If you're not specifically involved maybe in some of these very small programs, you wouldn't be aware of this. This is more advanced than I could have ever imagined.
Yes.
And just for a background, my father, that's how I got into technology. My father was a mainframe data center operator, manager, all of this for a big IBM mainframe back in the 80s. I grew up with computers from the late 1980s, early 90s on. I was online before pretty much anybody else in the area I lived. We know technology well, and we're telling you, this is more advanced than even we thought. It's terrifying. So we're warning you, the person we sent this video link to, we don't think this person is there for any other reason than a decoy. And what we mean by that...
Yeah, and I know for an average person it will probably sound pretty unbelievable, but it is the way it is.
It's the way it is. It's too many. We could tell you some other stuff, but you wouldn't believe it. Yes, so we know we've got. We'll put it to you this way. What do they keep repeating, Anna? Love is the answer. Yeah. Mm-hmm. To us, that has a whole different creepy meaning. Love is the answer. We know what it means, and we know what's really going on. The bottom line is, most people, just like we were, are asleep and have no idea how far advanced this is. So we think this person there, Brother James Key, and again, if I'm wrong, I'll apologize and I will make a public video saying I was wrong. I have no other conclusion to come to than we sent this information to someone who has posted videos since 2015 warning people that Donald Trump's the Antichrist. I sent him information that I know he had never seen or should have never seen because he never posted, and he did not respond to me. Instead, my video was flagged, removed, and I was threatened of having a strike against me for medical misinformation. All because I showed people what that triangle really is with Donald Trump and how that triangle is related to the COVID-19 virus and the COVID-19 vaccine. Symbolically, I showed that. That is the reason that man had that flagged, if he did. The only conclusion I can come to is that person running that channel is what? The decoy. It may not even be a real human being. And it may be a real human being, but that may not be the person's face. This is a very...
Because his face is always blurry, too.
Even if it wasn't, I wouldn't care.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. That was back in 2015, that stuff started. It could very well be somebody using a skin and a deep fake. I'll post some of this in so you understand. This is not insane talk.
So
this is somebody, for all we know, it could be Donald Trump running. running the channel. We have no idea, who this person is. Now that we've sent this to them, what we know for sure is we sent them information that they should have taken and immediately done this, like a face in, the head, and oh God, I can't believe I missed this.
Instead,
to try
they
to warn.
reported us.
Instead, they reported us. This man has 17,000 followers, all claiming to be Christians. These people are all being lied to by this man. If he did that, this man is deceiving them. And there's no telling how many other people or how many other operations out there are like that. That's what's hit us. This is an artificial intelligence program, most likely, that's running a lot of these channels. So we're warning you. You've got to take what we've posted and you've got to share it with as many people as you can, as fast as you can. If you don't do this and you know it's true, if you're watching our videos and you know that the stuff we're posting is coming from our heart and it's coming from the truth, then you know it's coming from God. It's coming from Jesus Christ.
And everything we're telling you can be very easily verified.
Exactly. We're not telling you to imagine anything. We're telling you to look. I didn't put a giant set of triangle trees on a giant building, 660 some feet tall, at 721 through 725, whatever it is, 5th Avenue or wherever he's at, 5th Avenue, I think, there in New York. I didn't put 21 trees, 6 on each side, 6, 6, 6, on my building. He did. That's my whole point. I didn't do that. I didn't make the Washington Monument 555 feet tall originally, with the cornerstone 21 feet, 21 again, underneath the foundation. I didn't do that. These people did. We're just trying to show you this is there. Open your eyes and ears and look.
Yeah, we kind of got it all together. And
exactly, we're presenting it to your attention because we're so overwhelmed. Yeah, with stuff in our day-to-day lives, you would never put all of this together. It's taken me and her some time, right? And a lot of mercy. And I mean a lot of mercy from God. Jesus Christ has tons of mercy on me with what I've had to. You don't need to know all of the stuff we know. We're trying to show you the truth. That's what we're trying to do. I back that up. Sorry, the Apostle Paul said I would have you wise concerning what's good and simple concerning what's evil. Period. Period. We don't want you to know all these evil things that these people do. We're just trying to show you what they have done because the time is running out now. It's short. You've got to help us and you've got to share this with other people. If you don't share the truth that Jesus Christ has given you right now through us, we're doing what He's commanded us to do. We're shouting from the housetop. We could get in trouble for this. That's what we're trying to tell you. There's no doubt we're in trouble for it. I already know. We're going to be in trouble for it. We're doing this to try to save your lives, those that will listen to the truth. Don't harden your heart. Being serious. Share this with people. Even if they think you're crazy, at least you did it. Don't you understand? You can read in Ezekiel 33, if you don't do this, their blood is on your hands. That's what we're trying to tell you. You're guilty. Don't listen to these false teachers lying to you, telling you to bug out. We know. We were caught up in the same stuff years ago. We've got friends back in the United States that think they're going to ride all of this out in
somewhere in some rural
area in some fortress they make.
From everybody.
Far away. I've read these lunatics, we're going to be in Alaska. One of these post-trib, which it's irrelevant. All that stuff is nonsense. But one of these groups, we're going to be having a great time in Alaska while the rest of the world's going to hell.
Yeah, no,
you're not.
All, you won't be able to hide.
You won't be able to hide anywhere on this planet.
Second of all, we're not supposed to.
And you're not supposed to. That's evil. The day is, as Paul would have said, like the day's spent. The day's over. We've been sleeping. That's the whole problem. The time is freaking short. You've got to get out there and tell the truth. You've got to try to save some people. They're going to die, and they're going to die forever. This is the truth. If you don't do this, He's going to cut you off. That's the whole point. Because you have nothing, then you never understood the message of Jesus Christ, the message of God. It was about being your brother's keepers. Don't you understand that? We weren't supposed to be like Cain. Cain murdered his brother. We were supposed to take care of our brothers. That's what this is about. We're supposed to do what we're supposed to do now. Before time runs out, don't listen to them. You don't run and hide. When Jesus said, let those who are in Judea run to the mountains, let him who's on the housetop not come down and return inside to take his stuff, let him who's on the field not turn around and go back. Let woe unto them that give suck in those days and them that are with children, you know. He's not talking about going to your bug out location. The mountains are the wilderness. He's telling you to go to the place prepared by God. That's the Bible, period. That came through all the prophets and the apostles. There's only 12. These other people don't have a right to write any books. Go to Revelation. There's 12 foundations in the wall of that great city. And those 12 foundations are the names of the 12 apostles. Don't you dare listen to anybody else on this earth. They are the only ones who had a right to write anything. That's the place God prepared for us. That's where you go. Run now and learn what you're supposed to do. That's the mountains to run to. The reason you don't come off the housetop is you shout from the rooftops what he's whispered in the ear. The field, that's the person out there either plowing and sowing or else reaping. Yeah, it's the word of God. Yeah, that's what Jesus said. Anybody who puts his hand to the plow and turns around and looks back isn't fit for the kingdom of God. That's what he said. That's what the field is. The lady with child and giving suck, that's the lady in the book of Revelation. That's chapter 12. That's everybody that's out there doing what we're supposed to do as a good wife to the Son of God. We're trying to see other children of God born through the Spirit of truth, through the Word of God, the baptism of truth, period. The real truth, the real Jesus Christ of the Bible. He can save you, he can save anybody if they accept the truth. But it's got to be done in the truth. That's who the woman is. That's what we're trying to tell you. You don't run and hide. This was the whole point. Jesus
don't run
Christ.
And hide, but at the same time, if you are in the United States, you should.
Yeah, if you're in the United States, you've got to try to get out now. Like, if you don't, it's only going to be, you're going to get hit first. That's what we're warning you about. They're coming after you first. After next April, you guys have no idea. The pastors and all these people running these church houses, these fakers, these are the people that are going to turn you in. Don't you understand? They never believed any of it. That's why they've told you about a supernatural devil. Devil's not supernatural. The devil is your disobedient mind and the world, the spirit of this fallen world with death in it. That's what Satan is. It's not God. It's not something supernatural. And it comes straight from the bottomless pit. It comes from disobedient people. That's who the devil is. You guys have no idea. Those faking, lying pastors have told you a version of Jesus Christ, the same old thing they've told since Egypt. It's the gospel, or a counterfeit gospel of Osiris. That's what it is. It's the god of the underworld. Go look into it. Same stuff. God got them. We laugh about this now because they think, the smarter they get, that they think they understand, oh, it's all made up. And the only, it's all about the original Egyptian religion, and that's the secret of it. The God of the dead and the underworld and the 12 gates in the afterlife. Well, there's 12 gates on the holy city, the New Jerusalem. But this also, there was that old Egyptian underworld religion. And it's really Osiris and Horus and Isis, and these three, yeah? Isis is the church, the woman in the world, yeah? This is the priest, false priest, right? Horus is the king or the president, and Osiris is the underworld. It's being regenerated in the afterlife. These smart teachers, these ones that have doctor attached to their name, that go to seminary, it doesn't matter, Catholic, Protestant, irrelevant. They all know this. They know deep down that this is what the world is teaching them. If they learn the history of religion. And this is why we're told that the God of the Bible was going to take the wise in their own craftiness. The Apostle Paul said correctly, he was one of the smartest book-educated people there ever was. He said he counted it as all crap. It was all dung compared to the knowledge of Christ. That's how you're taught and learned. It's of the truth from Jesus Christ. This underworld religion that they worship is what's got them in trouble. They made the Bible the most printed book on the planet because they never believed it other than the power it gave them in this world to make money off of printing the Bible and having control of people's minds by twisting it into the god of the underworld, aka the Egyptian god Osiris, and getting them to honor their world, right? The king and the priest, right? Isis and Horus. Yeah, to keep people scared. The problem, the great thing about this, though, is God let them do that to do something even greater. He literally got the devil, the world, the fallen world, to make his truth, the Bible, the most printed book on the planet. And this is the amazing thing of Jesus Christ. He didn't have to do a single thing to these people. They did it themselves. It's out there. The Bible is 100% true. You don't need any of these men teaching you anything. Any of them coming and telling you that God is not love, they're lying to you. If they tell you anything that doesn't sound like real love and forgiveness, they're lying to you. Don't let them fool you. You can't do bad things and have anything to do with Jesus Christ. That's the true gospel. Stop doing what you've done wrong and put your trust in Him and ask Him to show you the truth. That's the message. That's the gospel we take is the same one Paul took. Jesus Christ is born of the seed of David and Abraham. He was born of a virgin in Bethlehem, fulfilling all of the prophecies for the birth of the Messiah. And they don't even know that Messiah is still on this earth. That's why they all fight. They don't understand what that means. He fulfilled the Lamb's prophecy, the root of David. Yeah, He's the first of us. He took away all sin. He overcame this world because it was God Almighty Himself from above. It was the Father showing Himself through the innocent Son here on this earth. He died for us on a tree. He did no guilt, no sin. When people hated Him, He didn't hate them back. You try doing that sometime and see how easy it is. Try praying for the people that despise you. That's what He told us to do. Don't lie for any reason, even if you're scared. These are the things He told us to do, and we could overcome it through Him. And even if we did fall, He would be there to catch us. That He paid for all of our guilt. He has sanctified the altar. That altar, by the way, is the planet Earth. He sanctified the altar with His blood, and everything we do in His name with faith that He'll save us, that's remembered by God. It will be raised up at the last day. Don't let these people scare you. Don't let them lie to you. Take the truth that Jesus Christ died for the sins of the ungodly, that this man born of David and Abraham's bloodline is the Savior of the world, and that He rose on the third day alive. That's the true gospel, and if you put your trust in that and know that He's not in the underworld, He went up in the sky, He disappeared out of sight in a cloud for a reason to show.
He is somewhere up there.
Pagans always believed somebody resurrected and went in the underworld. He made a point. We're living in His creation. If you want to continue in God's creation, you have to do what the Son tells you to do. You either are His son or either the world's son. And we're telling you, the world, that COVID vaccine, the wars they've started, everything that's went on, all that we've participated in with them, the world's done. And they're not going to be allowed to get off this planet. That's the truth. So please, please be careful of who you trust. Share this information with as many people as you can. If your gut's telling you that something's not right, it probably isn't. Again, the person that we sent that link to most likely is not even a real human being. It's most likely artificial intelligence, or it is some type of deep fake. It's what it is. It's out there as a decoy because people that start to figure out what Donald Trump's up to, these people are getting picked off one by one, and we're not the only ones. Please, please listen to us. Please help us. please watch the information. Do you have anything you want to say to anybody in Russian or anything else before we get off here? Again, we sent that information to Brother James Key, and I'm going to say his name again because if you've done something like that, you have betrayed a true brother in Christ. You're not a brother. You're Judas. That's the point we're trying to make. If he is a human being and he's doing it for money or some other sinister reason, then he's betrayed his own. Yeah, that's the devil. That's what the devil does. It's a betrayer. So again, we've warned you.
If he's not, then he's not.
If he's not human, then you guys will understand. You're going to know. Let me put it to you this way. Anna, after next April, they're going to know. They're going to understand. You will understand what we already know. You'll know how advanced artificial intelligence is, and it's probably going to shock you. You would have never guessed it. So we're warning you again, guys. You've got to help us get this out. If you'll listen to us, we've got a couple more videos we're going to be putting up right after this. There's one that's really important because I want you guys to hear a good message. I don't want you to hear only scary things from us. We're telling you scary things now because the time's short. We got stuff to do, guys. The good I want you to hear from us. I've got a message on the throne of God. Me and her did this from Perg, and it's a special message to you guys. And I'm really glad I didn't send it to Brother James because it would have hurt too much. It's a message for all of you guys on the throne of God. You'll like the message, I promise. It's a good message. Pay attention to that one. The next one we've got coming is we've got a message on the UFO disclosure because that ties into all this. It ties into COVID. It ties into everything else going on right now. And that message is coming as well. That is the most important one, I can tell you, next to the abomination that causes desolation that you can listen to from this channel. Matter of fact, if you go back and look at the very first video I posted on this channel, had to do with this fake UFO disclosure that's going on and the people behind it. I know it better than probably most people on this planet do, other than the people involved in it, yeah, because of my background. Anna?
Yes, and because you have been paying attention to it for many, many years.
And because of who a family member of mine is, and when he told me it was so, it's so, right? So, you know, we know that they're planning on doing a fake psyop here. They're going to use fake UFOs to trick you and make you think it's the real UFOs, the real wheels of fire. This is a suspicion or the conclusion we've come to. Be very careful what you believe, what they show you, what they tell you. I wouldn't be shocked at this point if they drug out information claiming that they've got dead alien bodies or something else. There's no telling what kind of lies. We can only imagine. So just be prepared. They're going to do that. The real UFOs are wheels of fire. The real wheels of fire come from the real God of the universe. It isn't about aliens from other planets. It's about time travel. That's what we want you to understand.
It's going to be in that video, right?
It should be in that video. We'll explain it all to you later, and it's for a good thing. It's not anything bad. That's the whole point. Do the truth. Don't walk in lies. So again, bottom line here, we're going to post that up. That needs to get shared too, because after next April, you'll understand why the UFO disclosure was done. You will understand after next April how serious this is. If you are in the United States, like you said, yeah, get out right now if you can. I don't mean to scare you, but if you have the ability, get out. Because otherwise, I mean, you're just easy pickings. That's all. You've got to get somewhere where they'll listen to you. Anna, did we try to tell people the truth in the United States?
Yes, we did.
What happened?
Well, nobody.
Not only did nobody listen, I had people get hostile with me, like extremely hostile, and we were trying to warn them for their own good. That was before anything bad or scary happened. So they love the United States more than they love the truth. They can lie all they want and say they love Jesus Christ. They don't. They love a counterfeit gospel that lies to them. They don't love the true gospel of Jesus Christ. They don't love the truth. They love their, bottom line, they love their culture more than they love the truth in God. And this is why we're told in 2 Thessalonians that because they receive not the love of the truth, that they might be saved, but they took pleasure in a lie. God sends them these delusions finally. The delusions he sends are false prophets and liars. It's not something supernatural. He lets them believe their lies.
It's dark.
Yeah, I know. My point with all of this is, if you can get out of the United States, you got to go while you still got a chance. Because again, after next April, if you don't do what they're telling you to do, it's our suspicion that you're going to be treated as what? Like a terrorist. That's what it appears, the direction this is going. And after God takes their authority away in the air, when he takes their power out of the air, out of the sky, they're going to hunt you down like you couldn't imagine. You won't have any place to hide. The freaking, the synagogues that you go to, they're calling church houses. Yeah, these people will turn you in. This is why Jesus Christ warned you in John chapter 16 that the time is coming, that they'll throw you out of the synagogues. They'll do all of these things. And he said,
yes, it won't be easy anywhere, but you don't want to be like right there at ground zero.
Yeah,
and if something to happen to you, you won't be able
to help anybody. You've got to try to let me put it to you this way. We're in a country called Turkey right now, right? Everywhere we go, what do the people want? What do they want from us?
Money.
Yeah, but not just money. They want, what did he email me tonight about, or text me about tonight?
U.S. passport.
They want U.S. passports.
They're all asking us, I don't know how many people from different countries, even here in Turkey. It was Turkish people, it was people from Kazakhstan, it was people from Russia, it was people from Ukraine. They're all asking me if I can help them to get U.S. passport.
They all want to come to the United States. They worship literally the United States. Revelation 13 tells you. The whole world worships the dragon. They worship the disobedient mind and the stuff it does to get them things. And the whole world wondered after the beast. That should scare you, because it does. Everywhere we've been, regardless of what they say, don't believe the propaganda you get on the news if you're in the States. They don't all hate the United States. They're jealous. Right? Tell them.
Right.
You just Russia. Tell them. They're jealous.
In
what
Russia,
are you doing?
Most of the people, the reason they talk bad stuff about the United States is just because they want to be United States, you know. They want to be in the United States.
Of course. They're jealous.
They want Russia to be United States.
So, again, if you're in America and you know what we're telling you is true, you have a freaking, obligation to run from there so you can try to warn other people in other places. Don't listen to what America's going to tell you after April, what comes out of the United States. Most likely the legacy government, what it looks like to me, it's going to implode. So the old Congress, the old leader, the old system that America has, you've got a new, constitutional-based, maybe if that's what you want to call it, type of digital government that's coming out of this.
Fair government.
What they're going to claim is fair for everybody. The same old beast that was working in Paul's day when he said the mystery of iniquity already works. When he said the mystery of iniquity was already at work, it was SPQR, Senate and People of Rome. The same in the United States. We the people.
Okay, well, Jason...